This is TOEFL IBT speaking test, and this test evaluates your ability to communicate in English in an academic setting. It consists of 4 tasks. Task 1, express an opinion on a familiar topic. Listening passage, conversation. Man, I think this is a really smart move. I'm in the architecture program, and we use really expensive software that's only installed on campus computers. Sometimes the lab is full, and I have to wait hours. If I could just access everything from home, I could get more done and avoid wasting time. Woman, yeah, I get that, but I'm not sure it'll work that smoothly. I'm in computer science, and I've seen what happens when too many people try to connect to the same server. It slows down, crashes. You lose your progress. I'd rather just go to the lab where things work better. Man, true, but if they upgrade the system and add more servers, I think it could handle the traffic. Plus, not everyone lives near campus or can come in late at night to finish work. This gives us more options. Woman, maybe, but some students rely on lab staff when they run into problems. When you're remote, you might be stuck with no help. That could make things harder for a lot of people. Listening passage, lecture. Instructors often use cognitive load theory to adjust how they teach difficult material. For instance, one chemistry teacher I know used to explain complex reactions all at once, but students struggled to follow. Now, she breaks them into small, sequential lessons, first teaching the basic principles, then layering in more complex parts like catalysts and reaction speed. Students say they understand much better now. Another example is with multimedia learning. A website once tried to teach biology using flashy animations, background music, and lots of pop-up facts. But students found it hard to focus or remember anything. Their minds were overloaded by all the distractions. Later, the site was redesigned to show simple diagrams with clear audio explanations, and test scores went up. So, simplifying how information is delivered really does matter. Task 4. Integrated Speaking Academic Lecture, Listening Passage, Lecture. Today, let's talk about mutualism, a biological relationship in which two species interact in a way that benefits both of them. It's a type of symbiosis, but unlike parasitism or commensalism, both parties gain something from the relationship. One of the most well-known examples is the relationship between bees and flowering plants. The bees collect nectar from the flowers, which they use to make food. At the same time, pollen sticks to their bodies and is carried from one plant to another, which helps the plants reproduce. So both the bee and the plant benefit. Another great example is the clownfish and sea anemone. Sea anemones have stinging tentacles that protect the clownfish from predators. In return, the clownfish defends the anemone from its predators and even helps keep it clean by removing parasites and debris. These species are not just coexisting, they are actively helping each other survive and thrive. That's what makes mutualism such a fascinating and important ecological interaction.
I personally prefer to take photos or videos to document special moments because it helps me preserve memories in a way that I can revisit any time. For instance, during my graduation ceremony, I was able to capture photos with my friends and family. Looking back at those images not only brings back the emotions of that day but also reminds me of how far I've come. Although some argue that constantly recording can distract from truly living in the moment, I think it depends on balance. I try to quickly capture a few meaningful shots and then put my phone away so I can also enjoy the event itself. For me, Having those memories stored visually adds value and allows me to share the experience with others who couldn't be there. It's a way of holding on to something special long after it's passed. In the conversation, the two students expressed different opinions about the university's new digital lab access policy. The first student supports the idea, saying it's convenient because students won't have to travel to campus just to use lab software. She thinks it will help students manage their time better and reduce crowding in the physical labs. On the other hand, the second student disagrees with the policy. He's concerned that not all students have fast or reliable internet at home, which could make remote access frustrating. He also thinks that the hands-on experience of being in the lab can't be replaced by working remotely. Personally, I agree with the first student. I think giving students the flexibility to work from anywhere is a great advantage, especially for those with busy schedules or part-time jobs. As long as the university provides support for those with poor internet access, the benefits outweigh the drawbacks. Cognitive load theory, as explained in the lecture, suggests that learners have a limited amount of mental resources available for processing information. When this limit is exceeded, learning becomes less effective. The professor uses two examples to illustrate this. First, when students are asked to learn a complex concept while also being overloaded with irrelevant information, their cognitive load increases, making it difficult for them to absorb the material. For instance, if a student is trying to understand a math problem but is also given too many unrelated instructions, they may become overwhelmed. Second, the professor talks about the importance of breaking down complex tasks into smaller, manageable chunks. An example of this is when a teacher introduces a challenging concept in steps, allowing students to grasp each part before moving on. This method reduces cognitive load and helps students process the information more effectively. Mutualism, as explained in the lecture, refers to a type of symbiotic relationship where two species interact in a way that benefits both of them. The professor provides a couple of examples to clarify this concept. One example is the relationship between bees and flowers. Bees collect nectar from flowers for food, while simultaneously pollinating the flowers, allowing them to reproduce. This is beneficial for both parties. The bees get nourishment, and the flowers can produce seeds. Another example involves certain species of fish and cleaner shrimp. The fish allow the shrimp to clean their bodies by removing parasites, while the shrimp receive food in the form of the parasites they remove. Both the fish and the shrimp benefit from this relationship, illustrating mutualism in action. These examples demonstrate how mutualism is a vital interaction in nature, where both species involved gain advantages, leading to a harmonious and balanced ecosystem.